Welcome back. So, Starmer flown to Washington to meet Trump. And obviously one of the American journalists asking about Trump, the concern about this so-called dystopian Labour government clamping down people on free speech to be imprisoned, which by law it shouldn't occur. As usual, like as a Fraggle in front of JD Vance and in front of Trump as well. He was trembling like a leaf, a nervous wreck, and he didn't know how to respond because he's not a person, not for good of public relations, this Chapman anyway. The only public relations he knows is how to be a tyrant, end of story. And that brings to a case in which here in the United Kingdom, which occurred, a Labour MP attacked one of his constituency. This MP was absolutely drunk, and he just insulted him and started beating him up. It was all caught on video, and he had received a 10-week suspension for 2 years. If he does something wrong, he could have served time. But you know, people who participate as bystanders or start shouting at the coppers, they get picked up and they're thrown in the nick. And like another person who made a comment about the Labour government, I think about Starmer. I think it was, don't know how many days, how many weeks in prison they got. Despite she apologised, and the thing was deleted. And you got the Manchester Gestapo knocking on the lady's door for a comment about certain Labour councillors and Labour MPs in the middle of a so-called WhatsApp scandal. They even sent the detectives, which the detectives justified, to give us advice. Said there was no real crime filed. In a nation, you got two North Africans going around throwing acid on the members of a public in Plymouth, and they're still at large. And then they say, there's no use to pursue the manhunt. And also they were caught on CCTV. And I think one of the locals gave them a lift to the railway station and asked him if they could charge their phone in his house. Bit of a peculiar and strange request, I find, it if you follow logic and common sense. Free speech is one of the foundations of democracy, because if the establishment start clamping down on it and pass it as hate speech, which is not, that what you call democracy in your country is really a tyranny. And those freedom fighters, they become dissidents or rounded up in future witch hunts, like through the periods of history. So Stalin's no different. Stalin basically is a little Stalin. I don't think we've come to the point that the secret police will come knocking on your door and people will be taken away in dark cars, no questions asked, and they disappeared in the thin air. Are we coming to that? Like in the film V for Vendetta? We are living in terrible times, and we're heading towards a dystopian society. Your privacy will be your safety. Where did I hear that from? Orwell 1984?